by the gods of science fiction.
Hello and welcome to this quick Discovery review. Rosetta. I'm going to give this episode a yellow alert. Was I bored? Let's go into this. So we get beyond the galactic barrier. We go to this dead world. They find there's all this particle stuff, blue particles, and all that. Meanwhile, Buck and scientist guy are gonna sabotage Discovery. So just in case the first contact doesn't work, they can go ahead and destroy the DMA. So they go to this dead world, load of running about. Saru's freaking out, and then another member of the crew freaking out. They realise that EV suits are letting in these particles, and they find out that all the different colour particles for these aliens are expressing their emotions. So they're in a nursery on this planet. It used to be a gas giant, but it got alt gas in the atmosphere, got destroyed, and so they've got feelings, and they find DNA, whatever they're meant to be. I think these, from what it's looking like, I think they're like jellyfish or jelly wobblers or jellyfish that float around in the atmosphere, but they're so beyond us. And you can they start experiencing different emotions. So I don't know. We're a bit annoyed with the outcome. I wanted a civilization. Well, it's a dead world, right? So obviously, but something is controlling the DMA. Is it them, or were they victims of it? I mean, I don't. Well, you don't know. It could be. So we go through a lot of emotion. The scientist guy gets caught by the engineering lady. I forgot her name now. And he ends up kidnapping her. And she's on Buck's ship. And Buck makes a deal with General Nadoya, just in case that if first contact don't work, they're going to destroy this thing controlled by whatever. But we get into this big thing with Stamets about how emotions are controlled by this alien, that they'll be able to communicate with it through this different coloured particled stuff from this alien nursery, what they found. You see, again, I let myself down because I thought once we got through Galactic Barrier, I thought they'd amp it up a bit, and they didn't. I mean, it was an interesting premise, and I think where we're going with this, it's going to be some entities that just probably don't even know we exist. They're just doing what they think is normal. Unless there is something. I really did want something malevolent behind this. It would have been good, just for once. But I don't think we're going down that path. It's looking like we're not. Was it better than last week's episode? Well, I'd say it was same level. I don't know, with the Galactic Barrier, I was expecting we're going to get the last 3 or 4 episodes. Something, we had the dribble over the last few weeks, and this week we were going to get the real, 3 amazing final episodes for this series. But I don't know, there were a lot of emotion again, and on ship, and general arguing, and president trying to hold it all together, and Earth has 25 hours left. It was all a bit. Nothing really happened. Right? I know they found this particle stuff, but nothing really happened. So anyway, it finished where they're on the way. The doctor, he's feeling out of touch with people, And then the other crew member, she admires the Bazon, who's a security guard. She thinks she's so cool, and she wants to be like her. But the engineering woman says, well, she's got issues as well. And oh, fuck all this. There were just no energy in this episode whatsoever. They just want we're all right. I mean, we found something out. But again, they're holding. I thought we'd have got a bigger clue. We're through the Galactic Barrier. Let's make something bigger this. And they didn't. They didn't at all. It was just this element that you can communicate emotionally with from this dead civilization. And you know what they're going to do. They're going to work out a way to communicate with these beings. Now, there is an interesting thing. When they were on the shuttle, they were going on about how they all felt wonderful and that she felt a dad and she all that, which fair enough, right? But the doctor did say, well, if they've got feelings, they might know what they're doing and not give a shit, you know? And that could have been a bit of an issue there. Now, all in all, it wasn't a bad episode. I mean, I did like when the doctor said that, because if they have feelings like us, this like more advanced race, they're gonna, you know, that means they feel, and maybe they know what they're doing. I'd like them where they would know what they're doing, because they've got their own thing. I don't know, maybe they're trying to create something or penetrate the galactic barrier, something like that. They're up the... We're going to find out. I think next week they're going to drop a bigger clue. But I was expecting a bit more this week. So we're dealing with a big unknown now, right? And they're going to communicate with it through different coloured particles. That's where we're... I just felt this episode didn't really offer anything, you know. We got something, but again, it's a filler episode. You know, so I'm going to give it a yellow alert. It's, you know, at least it didn't get a red alert. I mean, if it did, it would have been down the toilet, you know. Was it better than last week? Yeah, no, just the same. Nothing special. I just thought they could have had a big opportunity and they've wasted it. But the episode does back up what this episode is called, Rosetta, as in the Rosetta Stone. So I suppose we did... You know, I don't want to be unfair or nasty or be a Discovery hater on this episode. I really don't. But the one thing they have established on this episode, the big thing they've established on this is the key. So obviously the particles, they've got 16 types of it, which express 16 different types of emotion, and they're going to create a language out of this. Oh yeah, there was that Earth scientist that had a bit of a go at him, but the Earth the Federation president put him in his place. I mean, he's got issues, you know. Apparently, you know. But all in all, we got something. So I assume by next week this is gonna like level up. I just hope it levels up and we get to see these aliens. I think they're meant to be like jellyfish or something. It's what if they live in gas clouds. Well, I thought Picard were going to start today as well. Set everything up for Picard. I got quite excited about it, but I did check Amazon. It's looking like we're getting that tomorrow. It's probably because they don't want to get it, you know, on top of Discovery. I would have liked to have done both these reviews today, really, you know. But, I mean, I'm just getting it. Well, I don't know. I mean, there's people doubting themselves on ship and emotional issues. And, right, I know they're trying to put, like, a feely sort of face onto it. But, you know, the Next Gen did this really well. You know, like when the crew had issues and the overall problem. Maybe it's because Star Trek, they're doing this series, like every series we've had of Discovery is a massive story arc. I did like the One Alone episodes every week. And, you know, I don't mind the odd, like, 4-parter of a story arc. It was like Enterprise when they did an entire season on the Xindi, which, for me, it really did damage Enterprise. So are we going to get something? I think that what they're going to try and do is, like, next week, like, they've got the Rosetta Stone. Everybody's going to have emotional issues. Buck is feeling guilty about betraying Burnham. I still think the scientist dude, he's got an agenda, even though I do like his character. Yeah, I really do like the guy. He's from Riser, I think. You know, I think he's a really good, interesting character. But I just think what they're going to try and do is come out with something hyper intelligent at the end of this series, and it's just not going to work. So I've had a moan and a whinge, and I will see you on the next video. And Let me know your thoughts on this, and hopefully I might be a bit late with a Picard review. I was hoping to get it up today. But have a great week, and all the podcasts will be up today, so tune into that. We're covering The Cube, and I will see you on episode 12.
By the gods of science fiction.
If I